on the ride over here, I was like, I'd never really listened through the most recent Justin Bieber album, but yeah, it's like he has that song that's like kind of blowing up right now, Ghost.
Yeah.
Like dude, it's like there's like drum and bass production on that song, and it's like a huge pop record.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know, there's cool shit that people are doing, and if you say like, oh, I don't like that guy's name because I've heard it before.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Well, maybe you're gonna miss out on a song that you might like. So
I'm honestly surprised. I never came into this interview expecting that you would listen to Justin Bieber, but you know, here we are.
Yes.
What's up, everyone? Celine here today, and I'm super excited for this one because we're here with one of my favorite artists, Justin J. Oh, sorry, I did not know this.
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Doing good. But yeah, I just want to start out. I know you're born and raised in LA.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about how it was like growing up here.
Oh, growing up in LA, you know, it's an amazing place for music. I feel like I was really lucky because I learned about DJing when I was in high school.
Oh.
I went to my first rave when I was in 10th grade, and
wait, me too.
Oh, really?
Wait, I was
What's
15.
Oh, that's awesome. What was
Right?
your first show?
It was EDC 09.
Let's go. I was there, I think.
Wait, what?
Was that the year Benny Benassi played?
It was the year when all the people hopped the fence?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember who played it. It's been a minute.
Dude, Benny Benassi had an unbelievable set. He played Vogue by Madonna, and he played he made a remix of Other Side by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay. Oh, wow.
And it was like a total anthem. It was the coolest thing of all time.
I don't know if I was there for that set.
It was amazing.
Damn, you really remember like exactly?
It was, you know, like I don't have too many of those core memories, but that's one of them. Benny Benassi, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
My core memory was watching people jump the fence and into like the kinetic or wherever.
Yeah.
What is going on?
It's funny because I went to USC but only went after.
Me too.
Oh wait, really?
I know.
No way.
This is not even an interview anymore. We're just like talking at this
That's
point.
awesome. So because we're close to the same age, so we never got to experience college and EDC in the same place. You know what I mean? Like,
I see.
right?
That makes sense.
It moved.
Yeah,
by the
it
time
moved
we
to
started
Vegas.
college.
Yeah.
Like that would have been so crazy to have like your place if you're there over the summer, and then
you
just like walk
to
the
EDC.
festival.
Yeah.
I got into electronic music through, like, my first exposure to it was Daft Punk when I was like 8 years old, but I had no idea what it was. I just really liked the music, and then when I was in 7th grade, in middle school, like, I feel like this is another LA thing, a lot of my friends started listening to like Justice and Mastercraft and that kind of music.
Yeah.
And then 10th grade went to my first rave, and so I'd been learning how to make music on the computer from a class in high school.
Oh, wow.
Which is pretty insane. They sat us down with like MIDI keyboards and computers, and I was very, very lucky.
When did you start taking like producing music and DJing seriously?
I don't know if I ever have. No, I'm kidding. I feel like I feel like it's kind of like half a joke, because I feel like these days I'm really trying my best not to take it seriously. Last week I just started a new tour, and I played a show in Philadelphia.
Okay.
And before the show, I'd spent the afternoon, evening working on this song, and I wasn't really feeling it. I was like, it's not really coming together.
Yeah.
And then 30 minutes before I was supposed to leave, I was like, well, what if I made this into a dubstep song? And I'd never really tried to make a dubstep song before, but the track was kind of like 150 BPM, kind of like trance rave music.
Yeah.
And so I was like, it literally, there's nothing about it that should have been a dubstep song. And lo and behold, 30 minutes I was like, this is so stupid and silly, but I had so much fun doing it. And then I played it, and then one of the promoters was like, what was that dubstep song? And I was like, yeah, you liked it. And it's just so fun to like, I don't know, to treat making music almost like, I don't know, like I think at times it can feel kind of like a game, like a childish, like, ooh, what if we do this?
Yeah.
And you know, like, like imagine being a kid and putting a child in the kitchen and being like, I want to put Oreos and like peanut butter and
like random ass things in the bowl. Yeah,
hopefully not ketchup. But like, well, you know, that's when you get those like childish, whimsical impulses to do something. Like, I think that's to give space for them. I feel like
you just follow it.
Yeah, versus being like, no, I'm a house producer, I can't do that. Or like, I'm a this producer or that producer. And I don't know, just I feel like whenever you end up censoring yourself,
yeah,
that's when the fun and the magic seems to slip away.
Yeah. Wow, that was actually very poetic, or like beautiful. But that makes sense then, in a sense, because you have Justin J, and then you also have fantastic Voyage. Voyage.
Wow, I like the fancy pronunciation. Whatever you prefer.
Voyage. What was like the whole reasoning behind that?
Oh, well, you know, I feel like with Fantastic Voyage, it's just pretty much could be my label, where it's, you know, other artists, or when it's me and my friends doing stuff together. So it's just, you know, other people. So that's kind of what happens. It gets taken in other directions. But yeah, like the whole concept started with my buddy Josh. Plants Are Out to get us.
Plants Are Out.
Who was a singer-songwriter, was the dude playing ukulele in college, and when we started making music together, it obviously it sounded very different than the stuff I would have made by myself, which, yeah, it's one of my favorite things. Well, one of my favorite things about collaborating is, yeah, you get to try things you never would have tried before. You know, it all started from my freshman dorm, getting signed to Dirtybird, Claude Von Stroke's label. And, you know, it was kind of lonely at first, because none of my friends in college were really, hey buddy, none of my friends in college were really listening to that kind of music.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and so, yeah, it was just kind of like doing my thing. And at the time, that kind of music was much more popular in Europe than it was America.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, it was just like me being a nerd, being like, lots of sounds.
I know, there's so many sounds today. I'm just
exciting.
Like, dogs, cars,
it's
construction.
Great. We're out here. But yeah, you know, I feel like something beautiful ended up happening because it felt like no one was really around me that liked house music at the time. I ended up
big until more recently, for sure.
Yeah, it was like when I graduated college. That's when it really like exploded among college kids, which is kind of funny. But you know, I feel because it wasn't that popular when I was in school.
Yeah.
I was making friends with people who were super passionate about music, but just about different types of music. So whether it's Josh being a singer-songwriter, or my friend Ben, who was in the jazz guitar program for a bit, and then this band called Thumpasaurus, which was playing like these house parties, and they were playing awesome funk and punk rock mixed together as a band.
Wow.
And you know, and even being inspired by, like, ultimately by my senior year, I was like the dude who at first was like, I felt unaccepted by by my friends who just wanted to hear Drake at the frat parties and college parties.
Yeah.
And then by the end I was like, you know what? Some of these Drake songs are nice. My defining experience for Drake actually was Ben. He was like, dude, me and some of the homies are gonna try to sneak into a Drake and Lil Wayne show in Irvine. And I went and I snuck into the show successfully, and then I was like, wait, this music is actually amazing.
You're like, fine, I will play that song for you.
Yeah, exactly. So, dude, yeah, now, yeah, and I think even becoming open to pop music was like a really defining moment for me in college where I was like, you know what? It was, the initial response was like, oh, these people don't like my underground music, so I'm not gonna like their music. And then I was like, wait, why?
Why does it matter?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, you know, sort of that closed off attitude manifesting in either direction is not fun, you know? And I think if you give that energy of like true open-mindedness and maybe true inclusivity, even to weird stuff or to cheesy pop mainstream stuff, I just feel like it creates a much more fun, better environment, and there's so much amazing musical inspiration to be had. Like, one last thing I'll add to that, on the ride over here, I was like, I'd never really listened through the most recent Justin Bieber album, but yeah, it's like he has that song that's like kind of blowing up right now, Ghost. Like dude, it's like there's like drum and bass production on that song, and it's like a huge pop record.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know, there's cool shit that people are doing, and if you say like, oh, I don't like that guy's name because I've heard it before.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Well, maybe you're gonna miss out on the song that you might like. So
I'm honestly surprised. I never came into this interview expecting that you would listen to Justin Bieber, but you know, here we are.
Yes. Yeah.
What would you say your music inspiration comes from? Is it your friends and the people that you surround yourself with?
That's been a huge part for sure. Probably one of my favorite parts about being in a band was like, you know, all the close proximity and musical inspiration that comes from your bandmates. You know, like my friends Danny and Sam, who I went to high school with, Danny Gallagher, Sam Horn. They're artists on the label, and they were playing in, you know, our live show when, you know, we were doing it before COVID. And, you know, being in the van together, people are playing different things in the aux chord, and yeah, I feel like something magical happened with the band where we collectively started inspiring each other to try this like new approach to DJing for us. Wow. Where kind of like what I've been describing, it's like we started DJing these parties, you know, like whether it was after parties after our shows or like warm-up DJ sets, mostly the after parties, where we would start playing, you know, Sam would play Aphex Twin and then Danny would play Outkast. And it just like, you know, became like who could surprise each other. And this like open format approach where it's like playing music of any style, any genre, any speed, you know, just like total chaos, but in a way that hopefully was like fun and made each other like smile and laugh. And it's crazy because that environment, that approach really inspired me and made me fall in love with DJing all over again.
Oh, wow.
And so like now I'm back on tour just DJing and having the most fun with it that I've ever had.
Okay, so you're on tour now with your two friends. And how is this different than your typical like Justin J and Fantastic Voyage tours?
Totally. So yeah, the tour is called Where's the Plur? And the hope is that we can find the Plur. And yeah, I put out a song called Where's the Plur at the end of last year.
Yeah.
And
I really liked it.
Oh, thanks. Awesome. Yeah, super fun. And you know, Maddie, AK Sports, we were talking about this. You know, she's part of this whole amazing music scene. She's from Australia but was living in the UK. And there's this new thing that's been happening over the past like, you know, 3 or 4 years where the BPMs are going all over the place, and the styles and the genres, and it's like if you ask a DJ in this scene to just be like, what do you play? The common response is now they'll just list off like a paragraph of genres. They'll be like, I DJ electro, techno, trance, drum and bass, jungle, dubstep, two-step, you know, like on, and like if you're a normal
all 30
person,
genres or whatever.
Yeah. If you're like, even if you're a professional DJ, you'll be like, what the heck are you talking about? But she did a show in Japan, and there was this promoter who was like, oh, Maddie, I love that you're playing this new rave music. So that's kind of like, we've had a lot of talks about like, how do we tell people what this is without it being, without reducing it to something, without reducing it, period. And I feel like rave music really does encompass all of it in a way that feels appropriate. So Where's the Plur is just like a cheeky ode to that. And so this tour, it's all, I feel like the whole goes back to this like radical inclusivity. I feel like that's the spirit of it. It's like pretty much a tour where DJing, you'll be able to hear anything from Avril Lavigne to like 150 BPM techno to like 100 BPM techno. It's like, there's like literally people out there.
Anything and everything.
Yeah, there's people out there who are making like 100 BPM techno reggaeton dance hall music, and it's so sick.
Yeah.
And it's just like everyone is just taking all these different genres and
mixing
inspirations.
and meshing.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like, it's just not even, it's almost like a genre-less post-genre, experience, with like cheesy pop songs and just whatever I feel like playing in the moment. I feel like that's what I want as an artist.
Yeah.
I want to be
just
able to
have fun.
Yeah, have fun and be true and authentic to myself in that moment. Because I think everyone listens to everything.
Yeah.
And, I'm just like another normal person where sometimes I want to hear this, sometimes I want to hear that, and I don't want to be forced.
Yeah.
Yeah, or be like, it needs to be like this every single night. So I think Where's the Plur and the chaos of the the radical inclusivity, I feel like that's the spirit of this tour. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I was at Dirtybird campout.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and your music did not stay, like it was like whatever you wanted. Like it was so much fun, right? Because it was like really fast all of a sudden, and it was just like something completely different and like a rock song, and it's just like I remember you were just like going for it, and like I think that's totally makes sense to what you were just talking about, which is being able to, sorry, I'm just, oh God,
Be careful.
Turning corners.
It's hard.
Just being able to do what you want and like play what you want.
Totally. Yeah, and it's like that show, I had no idea what it was gonna be like what I was gonna play. It's just like you get up there and it's like, what song do I feel like this? I mean, it's like I'm playing songs, but yeah, no plan and just feeling it out. Yeah, that show in particular was funny because I pretty much like most of it, there was like a good number of songs that I've played before, but a good chunk of that set was like songs that I just downloaded like 3 nights before. I was like, I like this song. This song's cool. Yeah, it's just
a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
And you also just came out with your Voyager mixtape, right? In February?
Yeah.
How was that? And I heard you had a release party?
Yeah, super fun. I feel like, the Voyager thing is like a good sort of like embodiment of what I was discussing about my bandmates, how they inspired me with the car rides and stuff. Like Danny and Sam, we went to high school together, and they were both like very cool, like always listening to very forward thinking music. And in these car rides, Danny, like that summer, was really inspired by like this guy Stenny, who's an artist on Alien Tape, and Sam, we were nerding out a lot about Lobster Theremin and these like super niche European dance labels. And that summer, this is like summer of 2019, I started like just getting really inspired by what we were listening to.
Yeah.
I just like make these songs like in the van while on tour. And they're just like these weirdo experimental club songs that, you know, it's like imagine trying to make a pizza, but you don't really know what you use on a pizza. You know, so it's
you don't have the foundation, basically.
Exactly. So I was just like kind of winging it, and you're trying these different styles, and I feel like there's something really fun and pure about trying to make music even when you don't know exactly how you're supposed to. And so that was pretty much what it was. It was like a collection of me trying to make a bunch of shit that I've never tried to make before, including like a 200 BPM gabber song. Which, like, I didn't know how you're supposed to do that, but I sent it to Lil Texas, and he was like, "Good job." So yeah, I guess that's all I needed.
So that was your mixtape, basically.
Yeah. And it's funny, it's like that 200 BPM gabber song, Lil Texas liked it and Blawan liked it. It was like, what?
Interesting.
Dude, amazing.
Wow.
You know, just music.
Yeah, dang. What are some of the challenges that you faced in this industry, like making music or just?
I would say the biggest one was often my own limiting beliefs, you know, about, oh, I make house music, it needs to be this speed or this way. And I feel like then feeling the need to move past those sort of boundaries.
Yeah.
And then in many moments I would be very worried about, oh no, I'm gonna bring a band instead of a DJ thing. Like, are people gonna be mad or disappointed? And I always did it.
Yeah.
But there was
did it anyways.
There was always a lot of fear, and I think that's not, I feel like often on the other side of the stuff that you're the most afraid of might be the most rewarding experiences. So I feel like, I don't know, at the same time, it's like, I feel like fear and insecurity, they're just kind of part of the journey.
Yeah.
And it's not about, are you scared or not? It's just about moving past the fear, not letting it stop you. No, and I mean, it's interesting because I feel like I went to an art museum the other day, and there was this renowned artist, I forget her name, but when she turned like 80 or 90, she was like, my dream is to make a piece of art that's just like one line, and draw like the straightest line I can, and that would be the most amazing piece of art. And it's like her early works were the most intricate, complicated things, super technical, and then her later pieces would be like 2 colors and like,
wow.
So
she went from technical and complicated to like minimal and.
Yeah, and I think with making music, I feel like the parallel that I feel is like, you can learn a bunch of fancy stuff, and that can be amazing and give you all these possibilities, but what matters more is what you do with it. It doesn't matter what you use to make music. It can be really simple, and it can be something that everyone's used in the past, but if you put your heart into it and it feels like the song captures some emotion, then that's what people resonate with, and I mean, I think that's where the joy of music comes from. It's like when you are having fun, and that sense of fun gets captured in your music, or maybe you're sad and those feelings are captured in your music. It's it's like, I feel like it's more like taking a picture of like a feeling. This is how I felt that day, whether it was good or bad. Yeah. And I think if you can capture the feeling in the music, it does not matter what you did.
What else is upcoming for you? Because I know you have your tour right now.
Yeah.
Any collaborations coming up, or?
Yeah. Let's see. I have a bunch of new music that will be coming out. On my birthday, I'm releasing a song called Alone on My Birthday. The irony is I wrote it with a couple of my friends and had the most fun ever making it. Yeah, I was with Benny Bridges and Danny Gallagher, and you know, I wanted to make an EDM song.
Yeah.
Like, I recently, in the past year, have fallen in love with songs like Dynamite by Chow Cruz.
Okay.
You know, put your hands up in the air.
Oh my God.
Sometime, sing it, hey.
Yes.
That, and you heard Party Rock Anthem?
Yes.
LMFAO. Like, I really like those songs. They're super cool. And yeah, kind of like have not, my appreciation for them like really grew the past year or two. So they're kind of like recent songs that I'm like, whoa, these are dope.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to channel that sort of inspiration. But ironically, we started joking like, well, what if all those songs are about having fun?
Yeah.
So what if we wrote a song about being alone on your birthday?
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, the chorus is like, where you at? Where you at? It's my birthday. I'm trying to celebrate.
So sad.
It's like I'm alone.
It's so sad, but kind of like funny.
Yeah, which it was, you know, there was like, and exploring humor in songwriting is something I feel like I haven't done that much of. Humor's cool because, yeah, I definitely during, like, I had 2 COVID birthdays, you know, like, they were great, honestly. Got to be with my family and stuff.
Oh,
but
it's nice.
it was definitely like my birthday in 2020 was like the first week of COVID. So it was just like real hectic.
Yeah.
And you know, I feel like, you know, tackling an issue of like loneliness during like a global pandemic was definitely, you know, like there was a lot of inspiration.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, just funny because I feel like, I don't know, and maybe that's why I was drawn so deeply to those like cheesy pop EDM songs, because they're just so fun, and when you're stuck in your house you just want to dance and have a good time and put your hands up in the air, you know. And so that's how all that inspiration came together for this song that will be out on my actual birthday, so
wow,
it should be fun.
Are you gonna be alone on your birthday?
That is the question. We'll see. Only time will tell.
Oh my God. That's funny. Oh my God, I'm still getting attacked by. Okay, I'm just gonna. And I guess I have one last question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
What do you want to be remembered for?
Let's see. That's a good question. I mean, I feel like, you know, someone who advocates for following your heart, you know, which is super cheesy, but I feel like it's all those cheesy bits of advice that I've been like, wow, that's honestly so true. And yeah, I feel like, you know, I like had a moment 5-6 years ago where I like canceled a tour, fired a manager. People were like, Justin, you're throwing your career away. What are you doing? And it was like, I had to do all that stuff to follow my heart, and you know, pretty much things got to the point where like I was so unhappy, where I was 1,000% ready to throw my career away.
Wow.
To protect the love and the joy of making music from my heart. It was a time where I felt like I was being forced to do something that I once liked, but my heart kind of was evolving in different ways. And I think the most important thing for me was like I needed to get out of a situation where I wasn't able to try the things that were in my heart, you know?
Yeah.
And when I did all those things, that's when I started the band and started experimenting with like my own singing and songwriting. And
so I guess this was the challenge for you too, or when you started discovering what you really wanted to do.
Totally. So yeah, I think if anyone out there is interested in doing music, I feel like make whatever is in your heart, you know, like have fun with it. It's like it's music. You don't ideally it's a safe space where you can break rules and try new things. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy
Happy St. Patty's Day. Happy St. Patty's Day.
But yeah, so follow your heart.
Cool.
Also,
Like,
there
going
is a
out.
recycling bin.
Nice.
Love
Justin
that.
out here saving the environment one step at a time. I also encourage you to do that. Okay, first one, which was the most common one we got, was how do you keep your curls looking fresh and like what hair products do you use?
That's awesome. I don't really have much of a routine in terms of like different products. I pretty much can use any conditioner, but the key is like I need to untangle my hair, and I use a combination of different brushes that have helped me reduce the amount of time that it takes.
So you're naturally curly hair.
Yeah. Yeah. But the brush that I use that's like been a game changer. Level 1 was like the wet brush.
Yeah.
If you've heard of that.
I use it.
That's great. It's great. That was like that for me. That changed my life. And then a couple years ago, I got my life changed again, and I used something called a Tangle Teaser.
Oh yeah, okay. I used Tangle Teaser first, and then I moved to wet brush.
Dude, you're pro. You're pro. That's awesome. So yeah, that's my vibe.
I feel like all the girls know this.
Okay, sweet.
But probably the guys like are like, what
Yeah,
is
you're like,
that?
how do you find this information?
And no hair products other than that.
Normally no. Recently I've started using a little bit of something, but very inconsistently. Yeah.
Okay. This one is from your song. How am I supposed to love you if you don't even love you?
Yeah. What's the question? Oh,
That was the question.
How I'm supposed to love you. Yeah, I don't think I think it's quite hard. You know, I think it starts with, you know, love. I feel like starts with it starts from within. You know, I feel like.
Do you love yourself?
You know, I feel like, hey, I feel like that's a lifelong journey, probably. You know, like, because. Well, I don't know. I mean, you can be in love with yourself and be really happy with yourself, and then you do something that you're embarrassed of or you feel bad about, and you know, I feel like being okay with like all the great parts of yourself. You know, sometimes that can be tough. You know, sometimes we can be really hard on ourselves, and then also when you genuinely miss the mark that you were hoping to hit. Yeah, I don't know. It can come with a lot of challenges. So that's why I say I feel like it wouldn't be something to be like, I figured it out.
Yeah.
But I think it's a great question to keep in mind, especially if you are. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like. Yeah, I don't know. It's something that I feel like I've definitely grappled with, for sure, and continued to in different ways. But whenever you can make progress on it, it feels really good.
Yeah. What is your favorite piece of hardware?
Oh, my laptop. Which, yeah, most of the music I make is like all just in my computer. But to answer the question, I do like the TC Helicon vocal effects. I like I think it's called like Voice Tone C1. It's like an auto-tune pedal just by itself. Thank God that exists for singing. And I also like the Voice Live Play 2. So those I use in the studio, but mainly rely on them for performing live.
Do you have a girlfriend?
No.
Why is it that you like the massive donks in your track? That way.
You know, I feel like donks of all sizes are great, you know? So why not give the massive ones a chance, you know? Yeah, they're super fun, and I feel like donk music. Do you know what that question is even asking about?
From your song.
Yes. And donk, it's like the type of music where it's like there's like a beat like boom, 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 and then the donk's going don't. And it's like kind of like the cheesiest rave music you can imagine, and it's so fun.
And then, what did you learn about Claude that you didn't know already while working on the OEP with him?
He can really hear all of these tiny details that like most people might not hear, but people could feel maybe. So it's like, hello. He'd be like, the groove is off on a song that we're working on, and I would zoom in on like, all these different layers and be like, oh my god, these two things are like an inch apart.
Oh, wow.
And then click, and then he's like, good.
Wow.
He has a really good ear for when rhythms are like not fully in line.
Interesting.
And he also has a really good ear for pitch. So if you have two sounds and they're a little out of tune, he has like a particularly sensitive ear for that. So yeah, if I was singing, thank God for autotune for Claude.
Like shout out to autotune again.
Yeah, exactly.
You heard Daft Punk's Digital Love when you were 8 years old.
I did.
How has, we literally talked about this earlier, how has Daft Punk inspired your music production?
Yeah, just, they're definitely my biggest inspiration. I mean, yeah, in terms of like musical variety, they're crazy. Like from, rock songs to pop songs to techno songs and everything in between. And I don't know, just feel like for so many people they just captured, the imagination and the spirit in such a deep way that I feel like is really special. And I'm a big fan of like each of their like own discographies. Like they have these, each of them had their own record label, Roulette, and the other one's called La Nightclub or Cridamore. They're such a big inspiration. I love them so much.
When will we see another Fast Boy 88 appearance? Is Fast Boy 88 retired?
Well, he just goes so fast, he needs to catch his breath. Or maybe it's me that can't keep up with him. But I don't know. We'll see. No official statement one way or the other. So
we will see.
Yeah. Only the future. Only time will tell.
Oh yeah, and then the follow-up question was, is Fast Boy 88 retired? I guess we don't know.
No, I would say like it's unclear. He's mysterious.
What is your favorite ice cream and why is it Rocky Road?
It's not Rocky Road. Definitely not. I feel like growing up, easy cookies and cream. Yeah, I don't know. I love a good salty ice cream. Sweet and salty,
like
is a
caramel.
Good, dude. Salted caramel. Like there's this one place that I grew up going to called Sweet Rose, and they would add extra sea salt.
In Brentwood.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dude, the extra sea salt on the salted caramel is like
Everything.
insane. Yeah, it's everything. Adds a little bit of crunchy texture. Big fan.
Do you like saffron and rose?
What is that? Is that a flavor?
No.
Is it a spot?
It's another spot. It's in Westwood.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Ooh.
Thank you for the heads up. Let's go.
Saffron something. I think it's saffron and rose though. Pretty sure.
Dope.
You perform DJ sets and do sets of live instruments. Obviously they're very different from one another, but what's your favorite part about both types of performances?
Awesome. So DJing is so fun because it's like nothing is planned. You can really do whatever you're feeling in the moment, and it's a party. So like, I don't know, it's very carefree. On the other hand, playing live takes a bunch of preparation, a bunch of coordination, a ton of effort and energy. But when you get to just sing a song that you feel really deeply and sing it for other people who seem to feel it too, I mean, that the depth that's possible there is just unbelievable. So, and also there's a huge satisfaction being like, we did this thing and it did not, it was not a disaster.
Yeah.
There's like a triumph in there because it is so challenging.
Do you prefer one over the other?
No, I definitely love both. They're just so different. Yeah.
So what's your favorite Dirtybird campout memory?
Honestly, my set this year was so magical for me because I think one big component was I hadn't sang at a show in like 2 years because I didn't, I started DJing again when the world reopened, but didn't sing until camp out and wasn't even planning on singing. Like, I kind of did it at the very last moment.
Yeah.
And I didn't do a sound check. It was just kind of like, and I did a bunch of stuff that I'd never done or rehearsed.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, turned on my chipmunk auto-tune voice and was like, send it from the front. It was like, that was not rehearsed, not planned. It was just like me acting in the moment. And I feel like that sort of spontaneity and being like, it was so exhilarating, and I was surrounded by friends behind me, and just being able to like play with my friends and like hype each other up and kind of like dance around together was so fun. And I think my absolute favorite moment was singing and performing this donk cover I made of All the Small Things.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's not the biggest donks. They're like,
back to the donks.
They're more gentle donks, but they're there. And just like All the Small, I loved Blink-182 as a kid, and All the Small Things was actually a song that I didn't love. I loved other songs more, but I think the reason I didn't love it was because there's this one part in the song, it's how the song starts, and there's a guitar part where it's goes like that, kind of. And I don't know, that for some reason the other parts of the song just excited me way more, and so when I did my cover, I just did the parts that I liked.
That you liked, yeah.
And then I don't know, I feel like I did this song in a very different way that was like, I don't know, just really felt like I got to give my inner 8th grader, a 7th grader, a chance to like be seen and come out, and it was super satisfying. Yeah, it's awesome. Really great moment. Yeah.
Who would win in a race? Party Boy 69 or Fast Boy 88?
Fast Boy, for sure. Party Boy would get smoked.
Man, I heard you did party deliveries with your friend Benny Bridges during COVID. Did you receive any orders? If so, how was that experience?
It was awesome. Yeah, we, like, one of my friends, her name's Blake Shine, and she does the comedy stuff at Dirtybird Campout.
Okay.
And she was like, we were doing this thing where like we can deliver party baskets for a live stream show, and Ben had just released a song called Vacation, and it was like about needing a vacation while in the middle of COVID. And so they helped us make these party baskets, and Ben and I delivered them dressed in funny outfits. It was fun. It's great.
What were in the party baskets?
Like inflatable pool, like kiddie pool, and like pineapple and spiked kombucha, and like a whole extravagant thing. It was like an ordeal. It was crazy.
Oh, wow.
It was called Of the Night, I believe. That was the name of the homies who made it all possible. We just got to look cute and deliver them.
And just be the star of the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Well, that was the fan questions, other than people asking to get drinks and food with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
But yeah, thank you for joining us on the Sidewalk Talk, and we will see you guys next time.
Celine, thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course.
Bye, guys.
Bye.